The Four Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom.
And it's not just another self-help book, is it?
Not at all. It's really a pathway. It's rooted in ancient Toltec wisdom, knowledge passed down meticulously through generations from a Toltec Nagal, one of the Eagle Knight lineage. And it offers, well, nothing less than a blueprint for self-mastery, a radical reshaping of your personal reality.
Promising to transform, as he puts it so vividly, our personal dream of hell into a personal dream of heaven.
Exactly. That's the core promise.
So our mission here today in this deep dive is to unpack each of these four agreements systematically. We want to illuminate how these principles, which sound quite simple on the surface,
Deceptively simple.
right, how they offer a kind of shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about your own inner world, providing practical tools to really transform that internal landscape.
But to really get the power locked inside these agreements, we kind of need to understand some foundational concepts first. Toltec ideas that really set the stage.
They allow us to see things, ourselves included, through a different lens. And the very first one is this beautiful, deeply insightful metaphor, the smoky mirror.
Indeed. So picture this. Maybe 3,000 years ago, high in the mountains, southern Mexico, a human, like us, training to be a medicine man. He's meditating in a cave. It's a new moon night, pitch black.
Right.
And as he sits, he drifts into a dream. He sees his own sleeping body, then steps out into the night, looks up, millions of stars.
Wow.
And in that moment, something just clicks. He looks at his own hand, feels his body's energy, and hears his own voice say, "I am made of light. I am made of stars."
An awakening. A realization of his true nature.
Absolutely a cosmic aha moment. Then he looks at the stars again, understands something deeper. It's not that the stars make light.
Right.
Light creates the stars. He realized everything is made of light, and that space between things, it isn't empty.
No, it's teeming with, what, energy? Life?
Life, energy, connection. It led to this profound insight that everything is part of one living being. Light is the messenger of life. It's alive, containing all information. It's all connected.
An interconnected dance.
And it went further. He understood, okay, he's made of stars, but he isn't those specific stars. I am in between the stars, he thought. He saw himself as the consciousness, the awareness connecting them all.
The observer.
Precisely. He named the stars, everything manifest and perceivable, the tonal, and the light, that infinite space between, the formless spirit. He called that the Nagual.
Tonal and nagual. Manifest and unmanifest.
Right. And the harmony, the continuous existence between them. That, he realized, was life or intent. The absolute force, the creator bringing everything into being.
So if everything is just a manifestation of this one living being,
Yeah.
this absolute force, life, God, whatever name you use,
Then everything is God. Exactly.
and our human perception, what is that then?
Simply light perceiving light. We are light observing light.
Okay, so that's where the mirror comes in.
Yes, he saw matter itself as a mirror, constantly reflecting light, creating the images that shape our reality. But if we are fundamentally light, what about the smoke in the smoky mirror?
Ah, yes, the smoke. What's that?
He recognized that the world of illusion, the dream that we all experience, it's just like smoke.
A veil.
A veil of perception, obscuring our true nature. Our authentic self, he understood, is pure love, pure light.
And realizing that changed him instantly.
Completely, filled his heart with peace, deep joy. He started seeing himself in everything, every human, animal, tree, water, clouds, earth. All beautiful, unique expressions of life, blending tonal and nagual. He was seeing the divine everywhere.
That's incredible. Did he try to share this?
He did,
Okay.
but his people, they couldn't really grasp it. They saw the change in him, though. The radiance, the peace, the total lack of judgment.
He must have thought he was special. Divine, even.
They did. Some thought he was an incarnation of God, and he just smiled gently and said, "It is true. I am God, but you are also God. We are the same, you and I. We are all images of light. We are God."
Wow. That must have blown their minds.
It did, and this led him to see that everyone is a mirror. He saw himself reflected in everyone, but they couldn't see him in themselves. Why? Because there was a wall of fog or smoke between the mirrors.
Let's smoke again.
That fog, he realized, was the interpretation of images of light, the dream of humans, the collective hallucination, the shared reality we've all bought into.
The agreements?
Exactly. So he named himself the Smoky Mirror, a constant reminder that matter is a mirror, and the smoke in between is what keeps us from knowing what we are. That smoke, he says, is the dream, and the mirror is you, the dreamer.
It's a reminder of the illusion separating us from our true connected divine nature.
Precisely.
That's an incredibly powerful foundation, and it leads right into the next core concept, domestication and the dream of the planet. Because if our reality is this mirror veiled by smoke, then it makes sense that we as individuals get deeply tangled up in what he calls the dream of the planet right from birth.
Right. We're essentially always dreaming, Ruiz argues. Even when we're wide awake, our minds are constantly creating and interpreting a dream.
Always running the simulation.
You could say that. And long before any of us got here, the humans before us created this big outside dream. Society's dream. The dream of the planet.
And that's not just a metaphor for, like, cultural norms.
No, it's more concrete. It's the collective dream woven from billions of personal dreams. It forms families, communities, cities, countries, all of humanity.
It contains all the rules, beliefs, laws, religions, cultures, governments, schools, everything.
Everything. It's the pre-existing operating system we basically download when we arrive.
And we're born with this amazing ability to learn how to dream. So society, it teaches us how to dream its dream.
That's what Ruiz calls domestication. From the moment we're born, our attention gets hooked. Subtly, but consistently.
By parents, teachers, religion, peers, media.
All conduits for this outside dream, introducing us to its rules, its rewards, its punishments.
And the key tool here is attention. Our ability to focus our awareness, to choose what we perceive.
Exactly. Adults hook our attention and they insert information into our minds. Through repetition, example, emotional reinforcement. It's how we learn literally everything.
How to behave, what to believe, what's acceptable, what's good or bad, beautiful or ugly, right or wrong.
All pre-existing concepts, all laid out for us.
And it goes deep, really deep. Ruiz says every letter, every word in each language is an agreement.
Think about that. Language itself. Religion. Moral values. We didn't choose any of it.
Didn't choose English or our religion or even our own names. Never got the chance to choose our fundamental beliefs.
And as kids, we're open, we trust, so we just agreed. That's the only way information gets stored, Ruiz says, through agreement.
If you don't agree, you don't store it.
Right. But once you agree, you believe it. And that unconditional belief, that's what he calls faith.
Children's faith is so strong, they believe what adults tell them.
Absolutely. And that belief system, this internalized book of law, starts controlling our whole dream of life. We might resist a bit, but as kids, we're usually not strong enough. We surrender. We agree unconditionally.
And this whole process, it's literally the domestication of humans.
Just like training an animal, using punishment and reward.
Good boy, good girl when we follow the rules, bad, naughty when we don't.
And that fear of punishment, combined with the need for reward, for attention, for acceptance, it leads us to pretend.
To be what we're not, just to please others, to feel good enough.
Yeah. And the tragic result is we lose our authentic tendencies, our wildness, our unique spirit. It gets suppressed, pushed down.
Until eventually, the process becomes internalized. We become our own domesticators.
Applying the same punishment and reward system to ourselves, our belief system becomes this rigid, unquestioned book of law ruling our minds, the supreme authority inside.
Which brings us to the internal judge and the victim.
The judge is that inner voice, constantly using the book of law to evaluate everything we do, think, feel.
And if we step out of line, even slightly,
the judge declares us guilty, instantly deserving punishment and shame.
And the victim, that's the part of us that just takes it, carries the blame, guilt, shame, whispering, poor me, I'm not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy.
And the judge, armed with its book of law, usually just agrees, yep, you're right, you're not.
This constant self-judgment, this self-rejection, Ruiz calls it the biggest sin we commit against ourselves.
It's fascinating how a tiny infraction against an internal rule can trigger such intense fear, making us feel so unsafe, even if the belief itself is just wrong.
So it takes huge courage to challenge these beliefs.
Massive courage. Because even if we know we didn't choose them, we agreed to them. And trying to break that agreement brings up all the blame, guilt, shame again. It's terrifying.
And what about injustice? Ruiz says true justice is paying only once for a mistake.
Right. But how often do we pay?
Thousands of times, he says. We make a mistake, judge ourselves, find ourselves guilty, punish ourselves. Then every time we remember it,
we do it all over again, relive the shame. And we do it to others too, constantly making them pay for their mistakes, sending our emotional poison.
The judge is just fundamentally wrong then. because the book of law itself is built on lies. He says something like 95% of our beliefs are just lies.
Exactly. Which leads straight to his concept of the dream of hell.
The collective dream isn't pleasant. It's violence, fear, war, injustice, suffering.
It's overwhelmingly ruled by fear. He compares it directly to religious ideas of hell, eternal punishment, fear, pain, suffering, where fire burns you.
But the fire isn't literal flames.
It's the internal inferno, generated by intense emotions like anger, jealousy, envy, hate. We are essentially already living in a dream of hell, right here.
It's a state of mind, not a place.
Precisely. So when people warn us about going to hell, well, sobering news, most of us are already there. Our personal dreams are often ruled by fear, too.
Anger, jealousy, hate, envy.
A self-inflicted nightmare.
But, and this is the core message, it doesn't have to be this way. There's an exit.
That pervasive mental fog, the chaotic internal chatter. The Toltecs call it the mitote.
MIH-tote, it's like a huge marketplace, 1,000 people talking at the same time, and nobody understands each other.
In India, it's similar to Maya.
Yeah.
Illusion. Right. The mitote is the personality's fragmented idea of I am. All the conflicting programming, battling it out, it obscures who we really are, blinds us to our truth, our freedom.
And we become afraid of just being ourselves, constantly trying to satisfy others' demands, living by their viewpoints.
All driven by the fear of not being accepted, not being good enough.
Which leads to creating this impossible image of perfection we can never live up to.
We try so hard to please everyone, build this ideal image, but we don't fit it.
And because we're not perfect, we reject ourselves.
The self-rejection is huge. And we can't forgive ourselves for not being this impossible ideal. It's exhausting.
We feel false, frustrated, dishonest with ourselves, wearing social masks, terrified someone will see we're not who we pretend to be.
And the heartbreaking part, nobody abuses us more than we abuse ourselves.
The judge, the victim, the belief system, they drive this self-torment.
We tolerate abuse from others that's basically equal to or less than our self-abuse because deep down we might think, yeah, I deserve this. I'm not worthy of love or respect.
It's just utterly exhausting. We use all our personal power, creating these fear-based agreements, then spend our lives trying to keep them going.
Leaving just enough energy to barely survive, to stumble through.
But this is where the 4 agreements come in. They're powerful, designed to help us break those old fear-based, energy-draining agreements.
And crucially, replace them with love-based ones that conserve and even generate energy.
So every time you break an old limiting agreement,
that personal power, that vital energy comes back to you. Adopting these 4 new agreements, practiced consistently, generates enough personal power for you to change the entire system of your old agreements.
a surge of power.
Yeah.
Enough to shift from the dream of hell.
Into your personal dream of heaven. It takes a strong will, commitment to your own freedom, but the transformation Ruiz promises is amazing.
Okay, with that groundwork laid, let's dive into the very first agreement, the cornerstone. Be impeccable with your word. Ruiz calls this the most important, and maybe the hardest to honor consistently. He even says, mastering this one alone can elevate you to heaven on earth. What makes the word so uniquely powerful?
It sounds so simple, right? Be impeccable with your word. Yet the power is immense. Why the word? Because your word is the power you use to create your reality.
It's a gift that comes directly from God, he says, like in the Gospel of John, in the beginning was the Word.
Exactly. Through your word, you express your creative power. You manifest what you dream, what you feel, what you really are. It's the tool we build our personal reality with.
So way more than just sound or symbol. It's a living force, a tool of magic.
The most powerful tool we have as humans, but like a two-edged sword.
It can create beauty or destroy everything.
Right. One edge, the misuse of the word, leads to hell. The other, impeccability, creates beauty, love, your personal heaven. Your word can free you or enslave you. All magic, good or bad, is based on your word.
And misuse is black magic.
That's what Ruiz calls it. And to show its power, think historically, Hitler. Just the power of his word speeches, propaganda, conviction, manipulated a whole nation, inspired hatred, led to world war.
He activated their fears, their prejudices.
And the result was global disruption, a nightmare. A stark example of how one word rooted in fear can shape history destructively.
Terrifying. And the human mind, he says, it's like fertile ground, receiving seeds constantly, opinions, ideas, concepts.
The word is the seed, but the problem. Too often, our minds are fertile ground for fear and negativity, not love and truth.
So a single word, an opinion, a seed of doubt can act like a spell.
Creating endless drama. We often use words like unwitting black magicians, casting spells on each other without even realizing the power we're wielding.
He tells that story about a friend joking about cancer.
Yeah, if he listens to the word and if he agrees, he will have cancer in less than 1 year. It's extreme, but it highlights the word's scary power when accepted.
Or think about parents during domestication. A mother sighs, "This girl is ugly," about her daughter.
And that becomes a deeply ingrained belief. A lifelong self-perception that sticks, no matter what reality says. The person is living under a spell cast by agreeing with that word.
It's amazing how an internal agreement like telling yourself, "I am stupid," leads to self-sabotage. You unconsciously reinforce it.
But the flip side is also true. If someone with an impeccable word hooks your attention and tells you, with real conviction, you are not stupid, you're intelligent, and you choose to believe it.
That old spell can break instantly.
The word can liberate, not just enslave.
Okay, so let's unpack impeccability. It means without sin. But he redefines sin.
Right. Not in the usual religious sense. Sin is anything that you do which goes against yourself.
Self-rejection is the biggest sin.
So being impeccable is the opposite. Not going against yourself. Taking responsibility for your actions, thoughts, words, but without judgment or blame. It's self-acceptance.
So if I call you stupid, I'm not just using the word against you.
You're using it against yourself, too, because my resulting hatred, my pain, it doesn't ultimately benefit you. It creates negativity that comes back.
Sending emotional poison poisons yourself.
By the law of energetic reciprocity, yes. Being impeccable is the correct use of your energy, directing it towards truth and love for yourself and, by extension, others.
Which creates this immediate feedback loop. Use your word with love. Love returns. Insult someone.
Insult finds its way back. Express gratitude. Gratitude is reflected. The challenge is we're often conditioned to do the opposite.
To lie. To spread personal poison, anger, jealousy, envy, hate.
We misuse this powerful gift against ourselves and others, creating chaos, reinforcing the dream of hell.
The story of the mother and the singing daughter is perfect here.
Tired, stressed mother snaps at her happy, singing daughter, "Shut up, you have an ugly voice."
And the daughter, vulnerable, trusting, believes her. Makes an unconscious agreement. My voice is ugly.
Stops singing, becomes shy, represses her joy. The mother, unaware of her word's power, cast a spell. Black magic.
And this happens constantly, every day. People who love us unintentionally casting spells with opinions, criticisms, limiting beliefs.
And the only way to break such a spell, Ruiz says, is to make a new agreement based on truth. Only the truth will set us free.
Truth is the other edge of the sword. It shatters the black magic.
And the worst form of this black magic?
Gossip.
Pure poison. A habit learned by agreement, watching adults. It becomes our main way of communicating, tragically.
A weird way to feel close to others, or maybe feel better about ourselves by seeing them suffer too.
Misery loves company, right? Gossip is its vehicle. Ruiz compares it to a computer virus.
Harmful code inserted into our minds, often without awareness, messing up our internal computer.
It breaks down communication, erodes trust. Infected minds become contagious, spreading the virus. The mitote in action again, chaos, conflicting poison voices.
And then there are the deliberate computer hackers, people who spread poison intentionally for revenge.
Yeah, justifying cruel behavior with twisted logic.
It really hits home when you think how often we use words against ourselves. Oh, I look fat, I look ugly, getting old, losing hair, I'm stupid, I never understand, I'll never be good enough.
Hear how relentless that is against our own being. Understanding and committing to be impeccable with your word changes how you talk to yourself first and then how you interact with others, especially those you love. It's an internal revolution.
So if you consciously adopt this agreement,
you'll notice emotional poison getting cleansed from your mind, your communication. It gives you immunity from anyone putting a negative spell on you.
Your mind becomes fertile only for words of love, truth, creativity, not black magic seeds.
Exactly. You can actually measure the impeccability of your word by your level of self-love. When you're impeccable, you feel good, happy, peaceful.
This agreement, this seed of impeccability, once planted, generates more seeds of love, replacing the fear seeds.
It's incredibly powerful. Using your word correctly, sharing love, starting with yourself, telling yourself how wonderful, capable, deserving you are. That directly breaks those tiny, insidious agreements causing suffering.
If John Miguel Ruiz could do it, living under the same collective dream,
we can do it too. Just this one agreement, he promises, can change your whole life. It turns fear into joy and love, gives you immunity to the hell around you, lets you create your personal heaven right here.
That transformative power leads perfectly into the second agreement. Don't take anything personally.
This one is really born from the first agreement, Ruiz says. Builds right on that foundation of impeccable word.
If you get the creative power of words, you can start to understand how to react when they're aimed at you.
The core idea is simple to say, harder to do consistently. Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally.
So if someone calls you stupid and they don't really know you, it's not about you.
It's about them, their internal world projecting outwards. If you take it personally, you've basically agreed with it, and the poison enters your system, trapping you deeper in that dream of hell.
And the root of taking things personally is personal importance,
which Ruiz calls the maximum expression of selfishness, this assumption that everything is about me.
Learned during domestication. We think we're responsible for everything around us.
And when we take it personally, we assume others know what's in our world, our intentions, our reality, and then we mistakenly try to impose our world onto theirs.
But the big insight is, even when it feels intensely personal, like a direct insult or anger aims right at you, it still has nothing to do with your true self.
Their words, actions, opinions, emotion, they all come from the agreements they have in their own minds, their programming.
So if someone says, "You look so fat,"
well, they're not talking about your inherent worth or objective reality. They're dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinions, their insecurities, their judgments. It's their reflection, not yours.
So if you truly internalize this, don't take it personally. You choose not to take that poison and let it become yours.
You become immune in the middle of hell. That immunity, that shield against negativity, is the gift of this agreement.
And the alternative, taking it personally,
leads to feeling offended, defending beliefs, creating conflict, literally eating all their emotional garbage, making it your own.
It's like your point of view is a movie playing only in your head. You're the director, producer, main actor.
Everyone else is just a secondary player in your movie. So if someone gets mad at you, they're really dealing with themselves, using you as an excuse, a projection screen.
Driven by their fear, their insecurity.
Exactly. If they weren't afraid, weren't insecure, they wouldn't get mad or hateful or jealous in that moment. Their emotional state is their business.
And this applies even to our own internal voices, the self-critics.
Yes. Ruiz points out, even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true, so don't take them personally either.
Our minds talk to themselves. One part speaks, another listens.
And when 1,000 parts are talking at once, that's the mitote.
That huge marketplace where thousands of people are talking and bartering, all with different thoughts, feelings, viewpoints, based on conflicting beliefs.
Our agreements, our programming, often contradict each other, leading to inner conflict, a big war in the mind.
No wonder humans hardly know what they want, this constant internal battle.
And this internal chaos is often perpetuated by what Ruiz calls an addiction to suffering.
Humans are addicted to suffering.
Curiously, yes. And we often agree to help each other suffer, an unconscious pact. If you need to be abused, you'll find someone to abuse you. If you need to abuse, you'll find someone who needs to suffer.
A self-reinforcing, tragic cycle keeping us locked in pain.
But the liberating part is, being truthful with yourself saves so much emotional pain. Recognizing when someone isn't treating you with love and respect, it's not a loss if they walk away, it's a gift.
You don't need to trust others blindly as much as you need to trust yourself to make good choices for your own well-being.
That's radical self-respect.
Making "don't take anything personally" a solid habit. It avoids countless upsets.
Anger, jealousy, envy, even deep sadness, they start to disappear. Nothing can put you back into hell because you've built an internal fortress of peace.
It gives you tremendous freedom. Immunity to the black magicians and their spells.
The world can gossip, send all the poison it wants. If you don't take it personally, you don't ingest it, it can't touch you.
That's a huge step towards freedom. Practicing this second agreement breaks dozens, hundreds of those tiny agreements causing suffering.
And if you combine it with the first agreement, be impeccable with your word, Ruiz suggests you can break 75% of the teeny tiny agreements that keep you trapped in hell.
You become truly immune, able to travel the world with an open heart, express love, state needs without fear or guilt, living in peace amidst chaos.
And this freedom, this clarity, leads right to the third agreement. Don't make assumptions.
Ruiz is blunt here. All the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally.
That combination, he argues, is the core of the war of control between humans, the foundation of our collective and personal dream of hell.
The problem isn't just making assumptions. It's that we then believe they are the truth.
Swear they're real, unquestionable. We assume things about others' thoughts, intentions, actions, then we take it personally.
And then we blame them, send emotional poison, often through gossip.
Whenever we make assumptions, we're asking for problems. We misunderstand, take it personally, create endless, unnecessary drama.
So why do we do it? Why assume?
Part of it is fear. Fear of asking for clarification, fear of looking ignorant, fear of hearing an uncomfortable truth.
And the metote, the internal chaos,
causes us to misinterpret and misunderstand everything. We dream things up in our imaginations, create fantasies, because we have this need to justify everything, to explain and understand everything in order to feel safe.
We also wrongly believe that if others love us, they should know what we want or how we feel without us saying it.
Right, mind-reading expectations.
There are so many examples, like romantic fantasies. You see someone smile, and suddenly you've built a whole relationship, maybe even a marriage in this fantasy land.
All based on assumptions, not facts. Or in relationships, assuming partners know what we think or want, leading to hurt and you should have known when unspoken expectations aren't met.
It happens in marriage too. Assuming your partner sees marriage exactly like you do, then discovering later they don't. Conflict ensues.
Or just generally assuming people know what we want without us saying it, then getting upset when they don't deliver. Endless drama from unverified assumptions.
And it's not just about others. We assume things about ourselves too.
Overestimate or underestimate our abilities without checking facts, or being honest about desires, leading to inner conflict, the mitotes battle.
Or even worse, entering a relationship and lying to ourselves about a partner's flaws, assuming my love will change this person.
But Ruiz is crystal clear. Your love will not change anybody. People change only if they want to change, and they put in the effort.
Clinging to that assumption leads to more pain and blame when they don't change.
Real love, he says, is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. Choose a partner who is already the way you want him or her to be, instead of investing in a fantasy project.
It sounds direct, maybe even harsh, but it's rooted in clarity, honesty.
Be what we are, Ruiz advises, so we don't have to present a false image. Communication in a healthy relationship needs to be clear. If you love me as I am, okay, take me. If not, okay, bye-bye.
That clarity, while maybe uncomfortable at first, prevents misunderstandings, resentment, disappointment, builds relationships on truth.
And the solution to assumptions is elegant and simple. Ask questions.
Make sure the communication is clear.
Have the courage to ask questions until you are clear as you can be. No room for misinterpretation. Don't assume you know.
Find your voice to ask for what you want, what you need, and respect others' right to say yes or no, just like you have that right.
Mutual respect for autonomy, it's key.
The impact of this agreement is huge. Your whole way of communicating changes. Relationships stop suffering from conflicts based on assumptions.
Without making assumptions, your word becomes impeccable, because you speak from clarity and truth.
Imagine if everyone communicated this way.
There would be no wars, no violence, no misunderstandings. All human problems could potentially be resolved with clear, impeccable communication. The source of conflict would dry up.
It sounds easy, but breaking the habit of assumption is hard. It's deeply ingrained.
Understanding its importance is the first step, but the real change comes from action over and over again. Repetition.
Strengthening your will, nurturing the new habit, transforming yourself from a black magician into a white magician.
Using your word for creation, giving, sharing, and loving. This one agreement, practiced consistently, can totally transform your life. Let real magic happen as spirit moves clearly through you.
Which brings us perfectly to the fourth agreement. Always do your best.
This is the crucial one, the one that allows the other three to become deeply ingrained habits. It's about taking action on the first three, the engine for transformation.
On your best. It's not fixed, is it?
Not at all. Never going to be the same from one moment to the next. It's dynamic. Changes based on your physical state, refreshed or exhausted, healthy or sick.
Changes with your emotional state, happy, angry, jealous.
And it evolves over time as you practice the agreements. The key is no more and no less than your best.
That no more and no less is critical. Try too hard, do more than your best.
You deplete yourself, burn out. Resentment. It's not sustainable. Paradoxically takes longer to reach goals.
But do less than your best.
You open the door to frustrations, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. It's about finding that sweet spot of honest effort.
And the liberation that comes from committing to always do your best, freedom from self-judgment.
Absolutely. If you consistently, honestly do your best, there is no way you can judge yourself. It breaks that big spell of chronic guilt and self-punishment.
Like the story of the Buddhist master and the meditation student.
Right. 4 hours a day might take 10 years to reach transcendence. 8 hours a day might take 20.
Confusing. Why longer?
The master's wisdom. You are not here to sacrifice your joy or your life. You are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If 2 hours of focused, joyful meditation is your best today, pushing for 8 just makes you tired, miss the point, lose the joy.
Do your best authentically. You can live, love, be happy, regardless of the hours logged.
Doing your best means living intensely, being present, productive, and fundamentally good to yourself. But crucially, it's taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward.
Most people do the opposite, right? Work only for the payday, resist the work, suffer through it.
Then try to escape with negative behaviors or distractions. But when you genuinely love the action itself, find joy in the process.
Rewards will come, but you are not attached to the reward. The focus shifts from outcome to experience.
You enjoy every action. No boredom, no frustrations, fun. And when you consistently do your best, that internal judge has no grounds to find you guilty.
Your answer is always, I did my best, no regrets, no self-condemnation.
This shift also leads to radical self-acceptance. Learning from mistakes becomes about practice, an honest look at the results, and then simply keeping on practicing, not judgment.
Action is living fully. Inaction denies life. Like watching TV for years, afraid to express yourself.
He mentions Forrest Gump. Not big ideas, but constant action, always doing his best, leading to rewards without expectation.
Ruiz made doing my best a ritual. Even showering becomes a ritual of self-love, meeting the body's needs with intention.
He talks about the Indian puja ritual, honoring idols as honoring God. For him, God is life. God is life in action.
The best way to say I love you, God, is to live your life doing your best.
And the deepest way to say thank you, God, by letting go of the past and living fully in the present moment.
Letting go of past judgments hurts.
Yeah.
Allows you to be fully alive now, enjoying the dream that's happening right now.
We're born with the right to be happy, to love, to enjoy existence. Just your existence, he says powerfully, proves the existence of God.
We don't need to prove anything. Just to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters.
Saying yes when you mean yes, no when you mean no, being authentic. That's doing your best.
And here's the crucial link that ties it all together. The first 3 agreements, impeccable word, don't take it down. Personally, don't make assumptions they only truly work if you consistently do your best.
Right. You won't be perfect from day one. You won't instantly stop taking things personally or making assumptions. Old habits are strong.
But you can always do your best in each moment.
And by consistently doing your best day after day, those old destructive habits become weaker and less frequent.
No need for judgment, guilt, punishment if you slip up.
Instead, Ruiz says, be tough with yourself. Not self-condemnation, but determination. Stand up and make the agreement again.
Just for today. That makes it manageable.
Exactly. Practice makes the master. Repetition, insistent effort, compassionate persistence. That's how you integrate these agreements into your be-all.
And the ultimate outcome of honoring all 4.
A beautiful life. You gain 100% control, not in a dominating way, but a masterful, self-directed way. The transformation is complete. Your dream of hell gets dismantled.
And your personal dream of heaven flourishes. Peace, love, joy.
So we've walked through this profound wisdom. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. Individually powerful, collectively transformative.
They offer a pathway to real freedom, real joy, the tools to dismantle that internal parasite, the judge, the victim, the false beliefs keeping us suffering.
And this wisdom isn't hidden away. It's just waiting for you to use it right here, right now.
It's a conscious choice, an act of will, to honor the 4 agreements, even though there will be obstacles.
Our old agreements are strong and alive, entrenched patterns, always trying to pull us back into fear and self-abuse.
That's why Ruiz encourages adopting the mindset of a great warrior.
Not against others, but against our own limiting beliefs. Defend these new agreements with your life because your happiness, your freedom, your entire way of living depends on it.
The warrior's goal is to transcend suffering, escape the internal hell, and embody freedom.
And you don't need specific religion or dogma. You don't need church every day. What you'll find is your genuine love for yourself, your self-respect just grows organically, powerfully.
Ruiz assures us you can do it. If he could, we can too. We have that capacity.
And here's a thought to carry with you, something to really live. Do not be concerned about the future. Keep your attention on today and stay in the present moment. Just live one day at a time. Always do your best to keep these agreements, and soon it will be easy for you. Today is the beginning of a new dream.
Consider taking that first step right now. Start that new dream for yourself.
You really do possess the power, the inner wisdom to transform your reality into your personal heaven on earth. The journey starts with one choice, one impeccable word, one moment of not taking it personally, one clear question, and one honest attempt to just do your best. It's all right there.